welcome to In the Wall with me, Parker Kligerman. So, it won't just be me, though, because coming up later, we have a special guest, but that's for later. Before we do that, let's jump into some of the things we were discussing last time on In the Wall when we talked about IndyCar's tough decision on keeping Pocono on its schedule. Well, a few days ago, the 2020 NTT IndyCar Series schedule was released, and I wasn't the only one who was having trouble picking a side. IndyCar CEO Mark Miles told NBCSports.com that Pocono Raceway was on the 2020 NTT IndyCar Series schedule as late as last Thursday. But in the end, Pocono did not make the cut, while Richmond Raceway will return to the schedule for the first time since 2009. Tough decisions for IndyCar there, but probably the right decision. In the world of Formula One, they are open to new teams. But what does that mean for the current teams? Well, a quote from Toto Wolff, the Mercedes team principal and CEO, was an interesting one that caught my eye. He said the business model for F1 teams is about to change. With the introduction of the cost cap in 2021, there will be some substantial reductions happening at the top teams, and I think the gap in performance is going to decrease. Owning an F1 team will not only be a marketing exercise, like it is today for large OEMs or multinational consumer goods companies, I'm assuming he means Red Bull, or a trophy investment for an individual. It will become a real business. What a novel idea. There will be opportunity in reducing your losses or even becoming profitable, like any sports team should be. You can see the examples of this in the United States. Now, this is massive. I think that's an incredible point of view, and this is what all of motorsports is trying to work on, whether it's NASCAR, IndyCar, and as you see in F1, how do we make these run more like businesses and less like loss leaders? I love that F1 is doing this. I think you're going to see similar things happening in NASCAR and most likely IndyCar, and all I can say is I hope that F1 and NASCAR can be the leaders in driving all forms of motorsports to figuring out how to get the cost in line so that we can actually make these into real businesses. If we do that, it's going to be absolutely massive for motorsports. Looking forward to it. All right, so I'm going to head over here. And the reason being is I just missed Dave, basically, right? No. I want to bring on my special guest. All right, so here he is, coming on up. Come up here, bud. This is, wait for it, Santino Ferrucci, the IndyCar star this year. You've been amazing this year, man. Nice. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Pleasure to have you.
So before we jump into everything, I just got to put it out there. We're filming this in Stamford, Connecticut. I'm from Connecticut. I grew up here in Connecticut. You grew up in Connecticut as well.
I did.
How did you get into racing? Because it was basically impossible for me.
Oh, man. I started back when I was 5, and funny enough, it was like more of a birthday gift to kind of go out to a track. I think that was the worst birthday gift my parents ever gave me.
Yeah, that was a horrible decision for them.
Yeah, I know. So looking back at it, no, I just love speed. You know, I just love going fast. Something about it that just ticks all the boxes and gets the adrenaline going. And it's basically, I started from there, go-karts, and eventually started doing some transition over to European karting, and step on from that is cars. So.
Nice. Yeah, and you went to Europe, and then you've come back here to do IndyCar. And one of the things that's really caught my eye this season, I'd assume most out there watching, is that you have a style. And you have passed, I know Paul Tracy loves to talk about how many cars you've passed this season. It's been incredible. I mean, where does that come from? Is it just something that, did you always sort of have this style of being able to make passes and make moves? Or is it when you got here, you're like, I need to make a statement. Watch this.
No, I mean, I've always felt like I've had a distinct racecraft. Maybe not the Paul Tracy, give him the chrome horn,
Yeah.
But, you know, I've always felt like I've been able to find a hole or make one or, you know, have an opportunity and make the best of it. And, I mean, races like Iowa, short oval, 7/8 mile, and no one's going on the outside. I'm like, hey,
why not?
I'm either too dumb to know not to go there or I'm too green to know the difference. So,
you know what? Darrell Waltrip would love that. He always used to say, rookies don't know what they don't know. So he play right into his thing. All right, now a really important question. This one caught my eye. You call your teammate, Sebastian Bourdais, Dad. Explain this, please.
Well, actually, it kind of started last Christmas at our team Christmas party. You know, everything was set in stone, and he was making fun of something to do with my age and being young, and I told him, you know, Dad, he's got to calm down. And after that, the whole room went dead quiet. And everybody looked and then looked at Seb and just started to laugh because, you know, Seb's almost 40.
Oof.
And I'm 21.
Yeah.
His oldest kid's 12. I mean,
No
technically, we've had this debate already. If he started early enough, I could definitely get away with being his kid.
That's awesome. It's like Jimmy Johnson and his series of kids he has now, his teammates, with William Byron as young as you. All right, last question in this vein in terms of racing. I hear all the time, and as someone who wanted to go to F1 and end up racing in NASCAR, how different racing is in Europe, how much more you're told, like, it's aggressive, all these things. Is it much different when you came back to America than what it was in Europe? Is there actually a difference, or is that just an old folks' tale?
No, it's massively different. I mean, I feel like when you go over to Europe that you get this sense that it's you against the world. You're the only person that you can trust. You're the only one that's on your team. And it's mentally grueling. And quite frankly, the Europeans don't really like us Americans. I don't know why.
I've heard that.
It's only because we win a lot.
Exactly.
Maybe they don't like that. But no, it's tough. And I came back to IndyCar last year for the Detroit Duels, and I had so much fun, man. The team was like a family to me. We were open to everything, just throwing things at the car. And I was completely new to the car, new to the track. And it was a blast. And, we were pretty competitive. And that's something that I got into racing to have fun, to win, to be competitive. And I saw that, again, as like an eye-opening experience. And I was like, man, this is what I want to do now.
Yeah.
I don't want to stay over in Europe. I want to come back and race
You
IndyCar.
mean you want to have fun when you race?
I know, right?
That's a novel. I'm not sure about that one.
I wouldn't even thought about it.
Speaking of fun, we know how weird the internet can be. So we don't have commercials on this show. So walk over with me.
Right.
I want to show you something we came up with here.
Oh, boy.
You're on that side. And so the internet is just odd because, you can use these things, these things called hashtags, and you can search for anything. Well, our producers came up with a funny idea, which was searching hashtag question on Twitter and seeing what comes up. And so I want you to answer some of these with me. So we start with, I don't know who this person is. I'm not even going to say it. Why don't we dream about our smartphones? Hashtag question, hashtag dream, hashtag phone. Why don't we dream about our smartphones? Do you dream about one?
I mean, I sleep next to it. I kind of dream that it would disappear one night and never come back, but...
That's a good point. I wish mine would just disappear or just shut off and never turn on again.
I know, right?
It's just... Are you one of those people that, if I could move this... No, we're not. We're not. We're...
Technical difficulties.
Hold on. We're going to keep trying.
It's on my side?
Try yours.
Nope, my side definitely doesn't have it. See, smartphone.
We could have done this on a
TV.
smartphone. It would have been so much easier. Yeah. Well, these aren't moving, but I know which ones they are if they're... Oh, there it goes. That's magic. All right, you saw it here on the internet. Magic has occurred. We have a ghost in the studio.
I definitely feel it.
What's this one? What hashtag song has been stuck in your head lately? Hashtag question, hashtag music. Why are people asking these? What is it?
Oh, man, song that's been stuck in my head lately? There's like a new Lizzo song, I believe. Truth Hurts.
Truth Hurts?
I believe, is that right?
Which
I'm trying to think. I believe that's the name of the song.
All right.
I'm just kind of blanking on the artist.
I'll give it to you.
But that song right now is like absolute, in my opinion.
Truth Hurts.
I think it's good. So, I mean, you guys can totally hate on me for thinking that's good. I think she's great.
Don't worry. The comments on YouTube, they won't hold back. All right. I think this thing, there we go. Now it's working. All right. Hey, random thought. What would an extra medium t-shirt look like? Hashtag question. What in the world? Isn't it? I've heard of schmedium.
An extra medium. Well, I definitely know I can't fit in it, so.
You're a small guy?
Small, extra small.
Small, extra small?
Yeah, no, so.
Small, like small, X small.
Yeah.
Like I say schmedium.
So if you go extra medium, are you going little extra up here, little extra down here?
I don't know.
I would think a little extra in the neck.
I think you just called me fat. I don't know.
I don't know.
Next one. Hashtag question. What's one thing people would never know about you just by looking at you? What would they never know?
Well, I don't know. Do we look like race car drivers?
I don't know. I've never gotten that.
I feel like we don't look like race car drivers.
What does a race car driver look like?
Not someone who's 5'4" and has curly hair. How's that?
I think you work. I think that's the great thing about racing. You don't need to look like anything.
No.
All right, moving on. Next one. What's your favorite way to get out of a funk? Hashtag curiosity. That's a good one. Hashtag question. Hashtag Saturday. This must be Ginny's Saturday thoughts.
I don't know. For me, I just love to get in the car, turn on some music, roll down the windows, and drive. I mean, I feel like being as a driver, I mean, that's what we do. That's what we grew up loving, and that's the best way to clear your mind and go out, bang some gears, and weave through some traffic, maybe.
Legally.
Very legally.
Legally, yeah, of
Not
course.
in Mexico, very legally.
All right, man, it's been great having you on. But this is the part where I actually literally kick you off. So, just good luck with it. Just leave. Get off our show. Right. Get out. And you know what? And then there's this.
White flag coming out.
Oh, you don't see this every day, folks. Larson, look at this.
Kyle Larson back in turn one. Michael Pickens will try the cushion right on the rear bumper. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. They touch. Michael Pickens upside down. Larson stops. Grant flips. Red lights on the racetrack. Larson keeps going. What did we just see?
In the words of the great Jack Buck, I don't believe what I just saw.
Right, so this show is all about you, right? We want to get your questions, your comments into the show using the hashtag #InTheWall on Twitter, Instagram, or in the comments on YouTube. So we've picked out some of the best ones from around the internet that you left for us the last 2 weeks. All right, this one from Sage Eagle. What would you think about multi-class races between Cup cars and Xfinity cars? Love it. Let's do it, and let's also do it for 24 hours and have our own enduro race with driver changes and everything. That would be awesome, just like V8 Supercars does. Or sorry, Virgin Supercars, whatever they call them now. All right, next question. Brent Gursky, do you think hashtag NASCAR should shorten the races? To me, they are way too long, cut races in half, and not count caution laps. But some way still keep pit competition. Brent, you want a lot of things there that conflict with each other. I think there's certain races that should stay exactly as they are, right? Daytona 500, Coca-Cola 600, maybe Talladega 500. But there's absolutely races out there that maybe could be shorter. But more important than that, our schedule needs to be shorter. We need less races, less weekends. The schedule is simply too long. We should end far before, or at least in the midst of football starting their season. We'll see if that happens. Stay tuned for 2021. Matt Drake, is the 4-liter hybrid V8 with active suspension like hashtag IndyCar a real thing in the hashtag Gen 7 car, hashtag #InTheWall? I don't know where you're getting your information, but none of that. No, not active suspension. Not happening. Maybe more modern suspension, but moving on. Garage Guy, chat with the crew. Even IndyCar has an option to pay $40 for paddock passes. So my question is, do you feel NASCAR on the tracks could do more to get the average fan even closer to the action and into the garage? Great question, but I think, when you go to a NASCAR race, it's the closest you're going to get aside from maybe an IMSA race where there's a event that has maybe 100,000 people on the grounds or over 100,000 people. Think of the crowd control if we were to just open it up for everyone. It would be insane. I think there's maybe still some things we can do, but when you look at the new garages that they're building, allowing more fans to get closer, that's the right step, because if we just opened it up overall, I think we would have crowd control issues, and then that would be a problem. So we'll have to move on for that one. All right, Chase the Best Test, whoever you are. Hey, Parker, I enjoy the show that you put in every week. If you got approached by a car owner to drive their race car, what would that dream car be in your eyes? Any car, any discipline, any time period, and at what track? Hashtag #InTheWall. It would be the early 2000s McLaren F1 car, so probably like an MP4 17, 16. That's the cars I fell in love with. I really wanted to be Kimi Räikkönen in 04. So that would have been it, and I'd say Monza or Spa. I'd love to go through Eau Rouge in a V10 F1 car. That would be incredible. So that's my dream. All right, and this one is Ross Chastain saying, vote for him for most popular driver in the Gander Outdoor Truck Series. Shameless self-promotion, which I was asked today, do drivers actually promote themselves? Well, there's your answer. Ross Chastain is promoting himself. So you know what? Give the guy a vote. He probably could use it. He's the Melon Man, going for the Melon Man Challenge. That is it for us and this show. Use hashtag #InTheWall or hit me directly on Twitter or Instagram using @PKligerman. Be a part of this show. And remember, subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel and check out NBCSports.com for more motorsports content. Thank you for watching. I'm off to race at Indy. Goodbye.